On this episode of the Social Update, Instagram announced 3 new monetization features. They also copied TikTok and Clubhouse. No surprises there, of course. Twitter wants you to get tipped for your tweets, and LinkedIn announced a learning hub. Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Brian and welcome to the Social Update, where I give you all the news about everything that's happening in social media every week. And as usual, let's kick it off with Instagram. So last week, Mark Zuckerberg, the head of Facebook, and Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, went on Instagram Live to announce some new creator monetization features, because the creator economy is in full effect and they want to have a part of that. And the creator economy is simply just allowing creators to make money from their content, or from their creations, or from their audience, or from their fans or followers, or whatever you want to call it. But now you can make more money from content the easier way than ever before. You don't even have to be an influencer, so to speak. But let's get into it. So they announced 3 new features that are coming to Instagram. That is affiliates, creator shops, and the creators marketplace. Now let's kick it off with affiliates. We all know what an affiliate is, right? Loads of creators on YouTube and YouTubers use them, like selling books and selling equipment. It basically means that if I post a link and say, hey, you know, go and buy this shirt or something like that, and I post a link in the description and somebody clicks the link and buys it, you know, after clicking my link, buys the shirt, I will get a cut from that, right? I will get a cut, a small cut, a percentage that is set by the brand or the platform. And that is how Instagram want to make it easier for you guys, or whoever's tagging any fashion brands or any technology brands or any books, to get a cut, right? And make it easier, so there isn't a lot of back and forth in the email off the platforms. A brand could probably see you tagging them a lot, or you could DM a brand and say, hey, can I be affiliate? Or you can apply to be an affiliate of a brand via Instagram, and they could say yes or no and give you the permission, and you guys could sort out a cut. And they're just trying to make it more seamless and more easy, so that when you tag brands and you tag their products, you can actually get a cut without them having to pay you via invoice at a later date or whatever, right? Instagram, the platform, will facilitate that relationship and facilitate that transaction and allow you to get paid very, very easily. They want to make it seamless and very easy for you to make money. That's the first way they're going to allow you to make money. The second way is creator shops. So right now on Instagram, only businesses can make a shop, right? You go to a business profile, you'll see the shop tab, or you'll see the shop button in their profile, and you click it and you go to a nice glamorous shop, and it will take you to their website where you can buy. If you're in America, they have a checkout feature where you can buy in Instagram itself. They will be bringing that to the rest of the world, hopefully this year or early next year. We get to know any extra details on that. But we've seen many creators with huge audiences, and some of them are making merch or just making products, and they want to make it easier for you to sell to your audience. So rather than having to say link in bio, or, you know, swipe up in a story, or running an ad, they want creators to now have a shop on their profile to make it easier just to buy some merch, and just to, you know, show some love to your creators and support them with their products. They might be selling a book, they might be selling a notepad, they might be selling candles, or whatever any creator is selling. Instead of them starting a whole separate Instagram account and making that a business account and making that their business, they can literally just sell it on their profile, creator's profile. They're just trying to make that easier for you to sell stuff, versus just being a creator and just uploading content without being able to sell something like very easily. Basically, like loads of people make t-shirts, right? Loads of people make hats or t-shirts or jumpers and all that kind of stuff, and it'll just be amazing to kind of be able to sell it easier on your Instagram account. They want to make that easy, right? The third and final one is kind of the big one. So it's the creator marketplace. So currently there isn't a place where you can go and find all creators, right? So influencers kind of started on Instagram. Influencer is an Instagram, you know, term, obviously not the word influencer, but you know what I mean. When you say influencers, you think Instagram, right? You say YouTubers, you think YouTubers, right? They all have their special terms, or creators are more like, you know, for YouTubers. But Instagram want to kind of create a marketplace for influencers or creators or personal brands to be found by businesses. So you're able to just simply go in there and search, I want to find someone who talks about books. I want to find someone who talks about hair. I want to find someone who talks about fashion. I want to find someone who talks about technology. I want to find someone who talks about plants. You get the drift, right? And you go in there and it will give you a list of everybody that has, you know, you might want to say 5,000 followers, a list of all the people that have 5,000 followers to 10,000 or whatever, right, that talk about plants, and the list will come up and you can have all their details. So this is how long maybe their profile has been open. This is how, if they've ever done any partnerships, or if they've done any sponsored posts. These are the sponsored posts, these were the metrics, these were the brands, this is when they did it, this is the creative, this is kind of, maybe they'll have a rating, I don't know, but this is going to be mega, like this is going to be huge, right? Because again, I'm not sure if you probably have to sign up for it. You probably don't, because Instagram is just kind of collating all the data about all the profiles that it has and bringing it to the forefront for businesses to go and find very easily, for you to be found very easily. Obviously, the internet already runs on a bunch of marketplaces like Alibaba, ASOS, Amazon is one of the huge ones, you know what I mean? Udemy, there's all these marketplaces where you could go and buy various stuff, like eBay and all these different marketplaces where you can go and buy various stuff from different companies, right? And that's how kind of Instagram want to control or have a say in this creators marketplace, right? I don't believe any other platform has done this before, right? There isn't a platform, there isn't a place on YouTube where I can go and find a bunch of YouTubers. The way kind of brands do it right now is they manually look and they kind of have their own spreadsheets and their own data of all the influencers that they use and the price and all the metrics that they've, you know, it's tough. It's long. Instagram want to make that easier, and also they want to kind of take control over the influencer creator economy on their side. Because if you think about it, when an influencer makes a deal with a brand, or a creator makes a deal with a brand, it's usually in the emails, right? It's not, or in a DM, and they take it off the platform, and then the transaction happens, they do the work, they get invoiced, and it all happens off Instagram, right? But Instagram's business is ads. That's how Instagram and Facebook make money. So when you pay the creator directly, the brand pays you, guess who gets cut out? The middleman, which is Facebook. Because if you want to run an ad on their platform, you generally have to obviously go through Instagram or Facebook to reach people, but you're cutting out the middleman to reach people. So eventually, I believe that they will not allow anybody or any influencer to run an ad on Instagram or Facebook without going through the creator marketplace. It will probably be flagged, taken down, you probably get something on your name, because obviously they want a cut from that, because ads is their business. And if you're cutting out them, you're stepping on their business, you're going to finish them, and they need that money to keep the lights on, to keep the app running. So that is my prediction. Eventually, you will not be able to run an ad with any influencer without going through the creator marketplace. And of course, there will be some insurances as well when you do that. For instance, if the creator doesn't deliver, you could probably go and leave a review or put a strike on their name. Or if the brand doesn't deliver, you know what I mean? Or maybe they'll hold, you know, instead of just paying after thing, they'll, you know, the brand will have to pay, and then they will hold the money. Facebook will hold the money until you've done the creative and you've launched it, and you know, you can say, hey, look, I've done it, and then the kind of money will be released. So there will be obviously help these transactions, make it more clear, make it more visible, make it easier, because it's all going to be in one platform, doesn't have to be in multiple email threads and all this kind of stuff. So hopefully they're going to make that easier. Obviously there's some pros and cons, as there always are, but I think the biggest pro is that it's going to be so much easier, so much clearer, and that is kind of good for everybody. There's going to be some insurances as well, and that's kind of good for everybody, right? So I actually can't wait for the creator marketplaces and the affiliates and the creative shops. But let me know which one you are excited about. If that's all of them, if you think they're a good idea, if you think they're a bad idea, I want to know down in the comments, of course. No surprise here that Instagram is copying a TikTok feature once again. They copied Reels, the whole idea. They just took it from TikTok. They copied TikTok's duet feature and they renamed it Remix, and now they're going after TikTok's Stitch feature. Now, if you don't know what a stitch is, it's basically if I make a video and then somebody else stitches it and they cut their video in it. So it's just like editing in another scene, adding another scene onto another scene. So for instance, you've seen videos be like, tell me a funny story about your siblings, and then somebody will stitch it and it will cut and it'll be like, well, that time my sister punched me in the face by accident and broke my nose, blah blah blah, and it'll go on, right? And it's just cutting two clips together. You can cut it at, you know, and you can decide where you want the clip to cut. So it's kind of like in-app editing, right? And it's a really good feature. I've seen some really fun TikToks with it. So obviously it's a great feature to steal. It's really creative. You know, every club is gunning for Clubhouse with the live audio features. Now it's Instagram's turn. Now, they haven't really kind of done anything too spectacular, but what they have allowed us to do is now go on live with no video, and they will also allow you to mute as well, just in case you have some background noise, or you want to take a small break or whatever, or you want to kind of wait for people to come into the room before you start. You can mute the beginning, or if you're in a room with 4 other people or 3 other people and there's 4 of you, somebody can mute theirs just in case there isn't any background noise, kind of like on Zoom. So it's kind of a competition with Zoom and Clubhouse. Remember, they launched the live rooms where you can add up to 3 guests, and that was direct competition with Zoom, and now they've taken it a bit further where the guests can mute themselves, right? And the guests can turn off their picture, turn off their video, just like Zoom. Now, obviously, they also want to take off the pressure of going live, because when you go live, you need lights, you need smoke, you need swag, you need background, you need everything, you need makeup and hair and all this kind of stuff, right? And it could be very daunting. There's a lot of pressure, but if you don't have to kind of show your face, then that takes the pressure off, and I think that's going to allow a lot more people to host rooms and just go live. Remember, live is up to 4 hours now. It's no longer 60 minutes. You can go live for up to 4 hours now, right? Again, kind of competing with Clubhouse, but not really, because they launched it after, you know, everyone was going live during the pandemic last year. But just like Clubhouse, you can go up there and just talk without any pressure. And it's really good as well, because you can kind of go up there and give a presentation, because you can have your slides up there, you can upload a picture and have different slides. I personally think that is a really, really, really great feature. They did not have to copy Clubhouse to come up with that feature. They could have thought of that ages ago, because it just simply makes sense. Not everybody wants to go live with their face, and I know that is the nature of live video, but now we are entering the era of live audio, so I guess they're just catching a trend. I think it's a great feature. I think loads and loads of people are going to go live now, because it's less daunting, less pressure, less anxiety. But again, let me know what you think about going live with no video and being able to mute yourself whilst you're talking, or whilst you're waiting, or while you're watching, right? Let me know what you think in the comments about that live feature. I think it's a fantastic one. A couple weeks ago, Twitter announced that they want to increase their revenue, but not only that, they want to increase their monthly active users. And the way they were going to do that was with a bunch of new features. And some of those features were monetization features. One was a super follow, where you pay to follow somebody, right? You pay to see certain tweets. Another one of those features was communities. Another one of those features is Twitter Spaces. Another one of those features is voice tweets, and another one of these features is tips, right? And you can tip people, so you don't have to super follow them, and you don't have to pay them to see one of their tweets, you know, if they decide to publish that to their super followers. But you can just tip them because you just like their content, right? And tipping is becoming a really, really, really prevalent thing in the creator economy, right? TikTok have kind of tips, which is like live badges. You can go on live and you can send these badges and these animations to people. Instagram have badges, which is live for live, where you can tip somebody. You can tip them 99p, £2 or £5. YouTube have live tips. They've had that for the longest time, where you can go on, you can tip. I've seen people make hundreds of dollars tipping their creators, their favorite YouTube hosts, when they're live. Clubhouse also launched a tipping feature where you can just tip someone, go to their profile. If you like listening to them, you could tip them. Tipping is becoming one of the best ways to kind of get paid as a creator, and I think it's a fantastic thing. YouTube is also working on another tipping system where you can tip someone's video just by watching it. It's called an applause button, and you'll be able to just tip the video just because you like it. Tipping is becoming one of the biggest ways as a creator to make money, because again, people can decide how much they want to pay you, which is great, whether it's £1, whether it's £5, £100, £10, £20. It's becoming really, really good, and I think that would be a great culture for the creator economy, because you could be creating content like, hey, don't forget to tip me, or if you like this video, tip me £5 and blah, blah, blah. And I don't think people should be afraid to ask for tips and to ask for money, right? Twitter also wants to implement tipping on their platform, so you can get tipped for your tweets, right? The great thing about it is that you can link whatever payment processing platform you use, so that's PayPal, Patreon, Square, Cash App, whatever payment profile systems are out there, you'll be able to use that. You know, so you don't have to just doesn't have to be a PayPal, doesn't have to be a Cash App, doesn't have to be a Patreon. It's wherever you want to kind of collect money from, that is what they'll use. And I think that's one of the best things about getting tipped for your tweets. But let me know, do you think people will pay for tweets? Do you think people will tip people? I do, because I think Twitter has a bunch of big communities, diehard communities for people, and for the longest time people have just been talking for free on Twitter. So it's about time we see a couple Twitter millionaires like we have over on YouTube and Instagram. I'm excited for that. In the wake of the pandemic, obviously we know loads of people have lost their jobs, been made redundant, businesses have crashed down, businesses have closed down, people have been on furlough, people have been at home, and everybody's running around wondering what is the future of certain jobs and certain industries, because it's not quite clear yet. So post-pandemic, LinkedIn, obviously having over about 750 million people on their platform, have been able to analyze all their data of all these people and all the everything that's been happening on their platform, and I've decided to come up with a LinkedIn Learning Hub, which would be a bunch of videos produced by LinkedIn. I don't think it's like me, I can go on there and teach somebody. I don't know, but maybe they'll look into that in the future. But as of now, it's LinkedIn highly produced videos about certain skills. So let's say you're a graphic designer and says, hey, we suggest that you do this on project management to update your skills because of the world that we are in now, and the competition is a lot more fierce. And if we've seen these skills in you, have you ever thought about doing video? Have you ever thought about writing books or whatever, right? So they're looking to help people upskill or get into a new career or just start again, right? And they're going to do that with their data and the LinkedIn Learning Hub, and they're going to create communities around learning and just get people and get the world turning again in terms of getting jobs. I think that is a fantastic idea. Again, a lot of these features that I've always talked about should have been done pre-pandemic, but I guess the pandemic caused us to think differently, and there's another need in place, but nonetheless it's still here and we can't complain. I think it's a fantastic feature. Let me know what you think about the LinkedIn Learning Hub that they will be launching in the next couple of months. But that is it for this week's episode of the Social Update. Let me know all the features that you're looking forward to, the ones you loved, the ones you hated, the ones you don't care about. I want to hear about it in the comments, and I will see you next week.